Welcome to my podcast, The Human Factor. Corporate Integrity Matters. I'm Sonja Stirnimann. I'm an entrepreneur and an independent board member of various listed and privately held companies. I'm a speaker and the author of the book, The Human Factor in White-Collar Crime. I'm the founder of Corporate Integrity Concepts with its Corporate Integrity Academy. For the last 40 years, I'm a convinced integrity enthusiast and your host. You see, integrity is one of my key values, and professionally it all began in the early 90s. That's when I had the first case of non-compliance on my table. I always wanted to understand why people behave as they do, what drives them, and what are the values they strive for. And very often, what is needed that people lose their own integrity. This deep interest and curiosity opened a lot of doors I stepped in. Met people all over the world in circumstances most of us would never have thought those exist. I deal with human behavior in business, society, and especially in individual crises or exceptional situations on a daily level. What often does not get enough attention is the key success factor of corporate integrity and ethical leadership. No matter what kind of system, organization, corporation, or however you would like to name it. These are all constituted by individuals, by humans. From non-compliance to fraud to white-collar crime to cybersecurity. It all starts with us. Over the past 30 years, I have supported many individuals and companies. My clients are affected by incidents leading to internal and external investigation. For them, I have the role of their mentor and coach. I help them through their audits and investigations. Together, we strategically implement and grow a successful corporate culture. And in my opinion, this is the most effective way of prevention to protect my clients' assets and reputation. And we will definitively talk about that in our upcoming episodes of the podcast. Part of my story is that I was involved in some of the most sensitive economic crimes in national and international history. I have conducted thousands of hours of investigative work. I interviewed a lot of aspects in sometimes very, very long interviews. The amount of data I analyzed in my life is huge and would fill several buildings, I promise. Therefore, I have a broad experience in forensic accounting. The fraud patterns I investigated in not only cover asset misappropriation, fraudulent financial statements, but also corruption and bribery. The cases of non-compliance also cover tax evasion and money laundering. And for those of you who are already familiar with fraud patterns, you know the Ponzi scheme. Only one sort of investment fraud. More and more data leak and data theft harm our clients. And in all these different cases, I help them to achieve their goals and needs for the sake of the company's assets. In most of the cases, these situations are uncommon, also for the leadership team, sometimes even experienced as a crisis. Therefore, it is important to support on an overall level. And what is most important for me, we are all humans. Also, the strongest CEO leading a crew of over 50,000 people is personally under pressure in such cases of incidents. The strongest and the weakest link is and remains the human being. We all, and I call it the human factor. My vision with this podcast is to sensitize for and foster corporate integrity on a global level by providing insights, use cases, best practice approaches, and lessons learned. How? With excerpts of these experiences collected and with my selected interview guests who allow us to learn more about their view and perspectives on corporate integrity. With my background as Swiss Certified Public Accountant with an International Executive MBA in Financial Services and Insurance, and as a Certified Fraud Examiner, Business Mediator and Executive Coach, I combine the business and psychological aspects of the human behavior. And after hundreds of investigative interviews, I will also ask my interview guests some of the less typical questions, the ones which are normally kept under the table, the ones named taboo. Why I share this knowledge, experience and different perspectives with you? because I'm convinced that raising awareness is the most effective preventive measure to protect individuals and organizations. I invite you to foster integrity and ethics by reducing risks proactively. So let's start with a journey into the world of corporate integrity and ethical leadership. We will talk about white-collar crime, non-compliance fraud and cybersecurity, and especially also leadership. And use the condensed knowledge in easily digestible doses to protect your company, your employees, your customers, and especially yourself.